Hello and welcome to Chair Yoga. Today you will need a chair and a resistance band if you have one. If not, you can use weights or you can go without the resistance. Remember, if you're using resistance, I recommend that you use a resistance heavy enough that it challenges you for the full length of the exercise, okay? So we're gonna start first, really just working on our breathing. I do wanna give a note here that if you have high blood pressure, it is especially important, well, it's important for everyone, but especially important that you do not hold your breath while we do these exercises. So there will be some where we have to hold the exercise, and I'll show you some modifications, because if it ever comes to the point where you're having to hold your breath to hold up that pose, then that really is dangerous and unnecessary. So I'll tell you about that when we get there. Let's start first with our palms on our thighs. I want your shoulders relaxed, so your shoulder blades are retracted and just kind of down, going down your back instead of up here by your ears. I want you to pretend like there is a string pulling the top of your head up toward the ceiling so that your spine is elongated. And I want you just to focus on your breath right now. So I want you to close your eyes. I want you to breathe in through the nose, filling up that balloon, and out through the mouth, deflating that balloon. In and out. In and out. And one more. In and out. Nice. Okay, now you can open your eyes. We're going to go first into our neck rolls, and so just getting the neck warmed up for exercise, I want you to bring your chin down towards your chest, and I just want you to roll over to one side, pause, chin back down towards your chest, and over to the other side, and pause. This is a dynamic stretch. We're going to hold this stretch here in just a moment. Slow and controlled. Keep those shoulders relaxed. All right, on this next one, we're just gonna hold that position. All right, so ear towards your shoulder, shoulders relaxed, breathing in and out. As you breathe in, I want you to expand and out. Okay, now to the other side. Center and back up. All right, we're gonna take our hands next. I just want you to open, wide, and close. Open, really kind of waking up the joints. Open, close, and last one. Open and close. Good. Okay, now we're going to do wrist rolls. So I want you just to roll through the wrists 5 times in one direction, 5 times in the opposite. And 2, 3, 4, 5. Nice, and now up and down. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. All right, now arm circles. So we're gonna go forward. I want these circles as big as your arms can get. So up and around. If you have limited range of motion and this causes pain, I want you to just do a circle that works for you, that doesn't cause pain while you do it. We're really just warming up the shoulders. And we're going to reverse. 2 more. Okay, and now cat-cow. So I want your hands on your knees. I want you just to roll the back, arch your back like a cat, bring your chin towards your chest, breathe in. Breathe in. And out as you come. In and out. All right, down. So we're going to breathe in. The spine. All right, so now we're going to just twist just a little bit, getting that spine warmed up still. We're going to do the airplane with the arms, and we're just going to twist. And as we do that, we're going to bring the opposite leg up. So now we're bringing our legs into this, okay? So I'm going to do this 10 times. Here we go. 1, other side, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. Okay, now we're moving into some strength exercises. The first one is going to be using our body weight only. And so what I want you to do is I want you to press your palms together. Okay, so we're going to press those together. As we press those, I don't want you to hold your breath. All right, continue to breathe. You're going to press, I feel this through your chest and your shoulders. Now I'm going to just turn my hands facing out, and we want to go forward while we're maintaining that squeeze. Good, you feel a little shaky on the way out, and back. So turn toward you. There's 1, remember to breathe. 2, I'm going to do 5 of them. That strength pose throughout, so I'm going to maintain that contraction of my muscles. 4, last 1, 5. This is a great way to strengthen the chest and the shoulders without having any type of equipment, okay? Just remember to breathe. We're going to grab our bands next, and we're going to work on our back muscles and our lats, so really the back side of our body. Now remember, you can use just a single band or you can double it up. I have a light band, so I'm going to double mine. And the less band you use, the more tension you have. So we're going to come up overhead with this one. All right, if bringing your arms overhead causes you to hold your breath or is difficult for your range of motion, let's just take it out in the front, okay? So you're gonna do what we're doing, but you're gonna do it out in front. All right, so those of you who wanna come up overhead with me, we're gonna come up overhead. We're gonna bring that down toward our chest. Squeeze those shoulder blades. There's 1, 2, I'm going to do 10 of these. 3, 4, nice, 5, squeeze those shoulder blades, 6, 7, 8, 9, and last one for 10. Excellent, okay. Now, we're gonna now move down into our arms. I'm gonna take that band, hold either end, and step in the middle of it with both feet. All right, I'm gonna straighten my arms. This is a little different than what we typically do with our triceps, but we're gonna hit also our back for this exercise. And so, I'm gonna have just a slight lean forward. I'm gonna keep my arms straight, and I'm just gonna pulse my arms back behind me. So I'm gonna bring them back. I'm just gonna lift and lower, okay? Now, again, if this causes pain, limit your range of motion. Remember, don't hold your breath. Okay, so I'm gonna do 10 of these. Here I go, I'm gonna come back, and I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Nice. Okay, so we're working really up into the shoulder, the back, and then the triceps as well. Okay, so we're gonna stay on our band here. We're gonna hold the band in either hand, and we're now gonna come forward. Okay, so we're working the front of our shoulders. Remember, you're stepping on the band. We're gonna come up, 1, 2, 3, you should have tension, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay. All right, so this contraction should be slow and controlled. I tend to speed it up sometimes, so my apologies. All right, so the next thing we're gonna do is actually put our band down. I think we're done with our band until we stand. So I want you to bring that foot up. Okay, now here's a modification. If you have high blood pressure, or if you're prone to holding your breath, sometimes holding an exercise in place can elevate the blood pressure. If you're gonna hold your breath while you do that. If you're good and you can breathe, if you're really good at this and you can breathe through the exercise, then you can follow me. Okay, if not, for this next exercise, we're gonna do a progression where I bring my leg up and then out, and I'm holding that, okay? It's a static exercise or isometric. If it's hard for you to do that, or you just cannot or you cannot breathe through that and you're holding your breath, then what I want you to do is the exercise but come down between each repetition instead of holding it, okay? So I'm gonna take my arms out. Now adding the arms adds an extra difficulty to it because you're holding them up against gravity. So I want you to hold the arms out. And now I'm just gonna lift, and I'm gonna hold here, all right? So I'm lifting my foot, I'm sitting upright. For 2 breaths. And now I'm going to extend my toe toward the ceiling. You might feel shaky. I really feel shaky. I can see my lack of strength through my thigh. And remember, if you need to take breaks, you can take that leg down, and then when you get the chance, bring it back up. And let's come back in and down. We're gonna do that again on the same side, and then we're gonna switch sides for 2 of those as well. All right, so we're gonna come up. Remember, if you need to come up and down, that's okay. Rest your foot slightly and come back up. Now coming straight out, toe toward the ceiling. Our core is also working through this to hold us upright. I feel my leg getting lower and lower as we go. Okay, good job. Let's do that on the other side. We're gonna come out and up. Out. Back in and down. Okay. Just a little break. Really warm at this point in the exercise. We're going to come out, up. Oops, sorry, avoiding that. Nice job. And now we're going to come out. Toe toward the ceiling. And together. Good. If you find this one to be difficult, it's a good idea to practice this 2 or 3 times a week. Give yourself a day's rest in between, but really focus on this. If you're feeling that you're weak through the front of the thigh, maybe the hips, and the core, then this is a good one to exercise. Okay, let's go ahead now, and we are going to, let's see here, actually take our legs wide. We're gonna work on the glutes, which is difficult while you're seated, but it's gonna be another hold exercise, okay? Again, if you find yourself holding your breath, I want you to hold and release to remind you to breathe. Okay, so we're gonna take our legs wide. I want you to squeeze the glutes or your butt muscles, okay? I want you to squeeze. You're gonna hold that. We're gonna just take our arms up overhead and back down. Nice job, continue to squeeze through this whole exercise. Moving our arms challenges our glutes a little bit more to hold us in this position. Nice job overhead. Again, if you can't go overhead, that's okay. Good, squeeze. And last one. Good, and relax, okay? So we've got the front of the thighs, we've got the glutes. We're gonna work the legs with one more exercise. And this one is going to be a warrior two pose. So we're gonna do this from the chair. If you can, I'd like you to turn with me, and I want your toe to face the wall, okay? So the leg that's in front of you, the toe's facing the wall. The other one is going to face forward, okay? Now, with the warrior two, this may be too much a range of motion for you. That's okay. Any level of this, if you need to keep your leg down beside you, that's okay. But what I want you to do, if you can, is point one toe toward the wall, the other one in front. And really the middle of your foot should be lined up with the heel of the front foot, okay? So, this is a warrior two. We're stretching through the hips. Now we're gonna work on strength just a little bit. So I'm gonna come back onto my chair, okay? And I'm gonna lift and lower. So I'm gonna lift and lower. I'm gonna do that 5 times. Do it as much as you can with me. If you can't, then you can simply, if you wanna stand and come back down, that's okay. If you can come from this position, even better, all right? So here we go. We're gonna go 1, down, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Nice. So we're working the back of the leg, really the total leg for that one. Okay, and I am still sore from a workout I did the other day, so that was difficult. All right, so we're gonna do that in the opposite direction. I'm gonna face my toe toward this wall. The other one, again, this requires some flexibility. If you can't do the full exercise, that's okay, just give it your best. All right, the other toe, the back toe is pointing toward me. All right, they're lined up as best as possible. I'm sitting halfway back on my chair, and I'm gonna lift and lower for 5. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, and last one, 5. Good. All right. Okay, we've got one more strength exercise before we do some stretching while we're seated, and then we'll stand. So we're gonna do boat pose next. For this exercise, again, you're gonna be holding a position in a static position, so I want you to maintain your regular breathing. If you can't, I want you to do one leg at a time. So for the boat pose, I'm putting my hands on the back of my chair, and I'm just gonna use that to kind of help me steady, okay? I don't wanna fully rely on my arms. I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna lift either one or both legs, okay? I'm steadying on my chair, and I'm breathing. And guys, if you can only do this for a second at a time, do that and come back down. And as you do this workout, hopefully you can hold it for longer and longer periods. All right, so we're working really the whole front of our body. All right, good job. Let's hold this one more time for as long as you can. Here we go. Remember to breathe. I'm holding onto my chair. And down. All right, nice job, that was tough. All right, some stretches. I just want you to bring your arms up overhead. Grab your fingertips at the top. Nice job, reach up toward the ceiling and dive down. Let those arms hang at your side, bring your head down. Big breath in and come up. Grab those fingertips and reach up and dive down. Now from here, I just want you to take your feet maybe a foot and a half apart. And I want you to let your arms hang down. And I want you to feel the weight of your head just pulling you down. Breathe. breathe. Up. All right, we're gonna lift our knee. So bring it up towards you. And I want you to take your chin towards your chest and roll down forward towards your knee, breathing in and out. Down. Switch. Up. Roll forward. Shoulder release stretch, so I want you to bring your arm across. Just gently hold it in place. And switch. Now a wrist stretch, so I want your arm out. Just pull those fingertips back towards your forearm, just to feel a stretch through the wrist. And switch. Now I'm going to grab my band. We do have one more exercise with the band, I forgot. And this is to stretch. So remember, I'm going to take this in one hand and drop it down below my back. Okay? So now my elbow is up by my head. And I'm just going to grab the band with the other hand behind me. Okay? And now I'm going to walk my fingers closer together so that I feel a stretch through my shoulder and through my triceps. So my arm on top is my triceps. The arm on bottom is getting my shoulder. So we're just going to stretch. Okay, and now we're going to switch. So I'm going to take that in my opposite hand. Okay. Grab the other band, and you may notice that you're more flexible on one side than the other. That is perfectly normal. Okay, put that band down. I'm going to move into my legs. So for this next one, I'm going to bring my ankle up onto my knee. All right. Now, if you can, you're going to drop down that knee. All right. Again, we don't want to cause pain, but tension is okay. You'll feel that muscle pull and stretch, especially on the outside of the leg. I'm just going to bend forward as far as you can. This might be enough. You can maybe go all the way down. Regardless of what you do, I want you to breathe through the stretch. Back up. And switch. Pull up, knee. Just going to press down gently as I lean forward. And the longer you stretch, the more release you'll feel in that muscle. So if you want to come back up and then repeat that stretch again and feel more flexibility, really flexibility is hugely important. I've mentioned this a lot if you're in my class, but it only gets worse as we age because we don't use our muscles through their full range of motion. The good news is you can get some flexibility back. You can have better range of motion, but it does take consistent practice. And so, even stretches can be done even daily. All right, I want you to take your legs out. Now, if this causes you a little bit of fear to have both legs out in front, you can do one at a time, that's fine. I'm gonna take my legs, I'm gonna hold on to my chair so I don't fall out of it. And I'm just gonna bend forward. Again, I'm not bending forward at the upper body here. I'm using my hips as a hinge and I'm bending forward, keeping my upper body straight. Breathing through these stretches. If you're practicing these at home on your own, I would hold each stretch for a minimum of 10 seconds, but I would go as much as 30 seconds or so for each stretch. Okay guys, we're gonna stand for the last portion of our workout. So if you guys want to stand with me in front of your chair first, that would be fine. I'm gonna go ahead and just stand up, and we're gonna start with the chair pose. So we're working the strength of our lower body, really, and even upper body some as we raise our arms above our head. Now, if you, again, I know I keep harping on this, but if you have high blood pressure, raising your arms above your head can really elevate it, especially if you're not breathing, so you don't have to do the arm portion. But what I'm gonna do is have you take your legs about shoulder width apart, and we're gonna sit back as if we're sitting in the chair. So I don't want you bending forward, I want you to sit your butt back, and I'm gonna raise my arms above my head, and I'm gonna hold that position. Now, if holding that position causes you to hold your breath, then what I want you to do is just come down and then come back up, and then down and up during the duration of the exercise, okay? So let's go ahead and sit down. Remember to breathe. We're gonna kind of hover over that chair. I'm not sitting in the chair, I'm making my legs work. Breathing in and out. Nice job. But most of my weight is on my heels. I'm gonna come up, and I'm gonna do that one more time. All right, so here we go. Sit down, hovering over that chair. Most of the weight is on my heels. I should be able to wiggle my toes. My head is between my arms, and back up. Nice, okay. I'm gonna grab my band. Now for this one, we're gonna do this 2 times through. I'm gonna hold the band in either hand. I'm gonna step in the middle of the band. Now, I'm going to squat. My legs are a little bit wider here. I'm going to squat, and then I'm going to punch one arm up overhead. Now, if overhead is a problem, you can squat and pull upward, okay? So here we go. We're gonna do 6 on one side, 6 on the other. All right, so squat, punch up for 1, 2, keep a proud chest, 3, you don't wanna hunker over as you go down, 4, 5, and 6. Nice job, guys. So you're coming up against the resistance. I want you to squeeze those glutes as you come up. Don't lock out the knees. All right, other side. Here we go. 1, I'm gonna hit the light overhead. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Nice, okay. Now, we're going to actually keep our band. I just let it go. All right, and we're just gonna lift our elbows. So we're gonna pull the band up with our elbows, not with our hands, with our elbows leading the way. Gonna step a little closer together. All right, and we're gonna lead with the elbows. Your hands should land just above the chest for 1, 2, I'm doing 10 of these, 3, 4, 5, remember you're not locking out the knees, 6, a slight bend in the knees, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, if this resistance was too light for you, you know that next time you exercise, you need to adjust the resistance. Okay, so we're gonna go next to, actually I need my band back where it was, to scoop. So we're gonna work on the chest muscles, and we're gonna just point our palms out toward me, so your palms should be facing me, and we're just gonna scoop up to chest level and back down for 10. Okay, so here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, we pause for a second at the top, 8, 9, and last one for 10. Good. Okay, now we're going to use our chair and our body weight. This is a plank. Remember, if you're in my class, you know that you can do a plank against the wall where you're standing and leaning kind of into the wall in a plank position. But if you have a chair and you want to attempt this with me, this will work the arms, the back, and really the core, the front of the body. Okay, so we're going to come into a plank position. You can do this on the wall as well. I want your shoulders over your wrists, okay? And I'm just gonna curl my head toward my knee as I bring it up, and then come back and extend my leg, okay? So I'm gonna do that 6 times on one side, and then 6 times on the other. All right, so here we go. 1, really curl in, 2, 3, 4, 5, squeeze your glutes as you come up, 6. All right, let's take a break for a second. We're gonna do it on the other side for 6. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nice. Okay, a couple more strength, and we'll finish with some stretching. All right, so we're gonna go into a tabletop airplane. So we're gonna work our back, our low back up through the top of our back, up toward our neck. We're gonna bring our arms out to the side. I want your shoulders about hip width apart. We're just gonna bend forward, okay? So I'll show you from the side. I want you to bend forward, and I want you to hold this position, okay? Your knees are not locked out, they're slight bend. Breathing in and out, using our hamstrings and our back to hold us in a tabletop. Now, if this is too much on your back, you can put one arm down on the chair and one arm out. And back up, nice. All right, now working a little on balance, and as you work on balance, you're also working on strength. So we're gonna go ahead and work on the strength of our legs and our balance. So I want you to bring your knee up and hold it in a 90-degree angle, okay? Now if you have to hold on to a chair, that's okay. I want you to point your toe toward me. I'm gonna hold this and breathe. You feel a little wobbly, that's okay. That's actually a good sign. If you don't feel wobbly, I would challenge you to make this more complex. You can close your eyes, but guys, that really, really makes this more difficult, so have something you can hold on to. Nice. And down. Okay, now we're gonna do that same thing, but we're gonna come out to the side, okay? So we're gonna open up the hips. Whew, this makes this much more difficult, because now I'm trying to have my center of gravity here, and I've got this limb out to the side. You can always balance it with the other arm. And down. Good. Okay, we're gonna do that on the other side. Come up. Remember, have something you can hold on to. Nice. And from here, if you need to take your foot down, that's fine. From here, I'm gonna take my leg out to the side. If you have hip issues or hip replacement surgery, don't open it up all the way, okay? If you don't have hip problems, just come on out to the side of the foot. Nice. Okay guys, a couple stretches and then we are finished. So the first one is gonna be a lunge stretch. If you need to do this one on the floor, that's absolutely fine. If you can, take your leg up to the chair. I want you to take it up there, and I just want you to lunge into this stretch, okay? So you should feel this really through both legs, but the back leg, you should feel it through the hip and down through the calf, okay? Back up, switch. Up. Now from here, I'm going to take my legs straight, and I'm just going to, with my back leg, sit down a little bit. If this is too much, you can take this leg to the floor and do the same thing. Switch. And one more stretch after this. Okay, so we're stretching through the hamstrings. A lot of times people with really tight hamstrings have low back pain. So we want to really make sure those hamstrings are stretched regularly, not just once a week when you do the workout. And up. And final stretch, I want you to take your hands behind your back, clasp your hands, and stretch through the chest. So I'm just bringing my arms up as high as they can go without discomfort or pain, just tension. All right, that's it for today. I'll see you next time.